Hey y'all, my lips aren't chapped today. We have 2 Crater Joes on the face because it's, well, it was that time of the month. And, well, okay, back to it. Hey y'all, welcome back to When Life Gives You Clemens.
What up, what up, what up?
Hey fam. So, I'm Brandy.
And I'm Kyle.
If you don't know us yet, this is just our channel showing our new build journey and eventually our house to home journey. And then
anything after that?
Anything after that. I promised y'all a couple videos back that at the start of our videos we would have the wine. So if you haven't got your wine, pause this video, go get your wine or coffee since we did coffee last video. Once again, today is another Cooper's Hall Romance Red super sweet wine. It's basically a sweet Moscato. It's a red Moscato, which you don't see often. If you don't like basically communion grape juice, you don't like this. Okay, so we're gonna start making these intros a little bit quicker. We're just trying to give tips to generational wealth, young black couple building a house in Texas. If it sounds good to you, please keep watching, subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and tell your friends once they watch it, if they don't care, to subscribe. And if they don't care about this type of stuff, just tell them to turn it on, let it play. Let it play. Let it play. And yeah.
That's it. Let's get into it.
All right, so let's get into it. So, our last video. Cut. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's been on there the whole time? Will they be able to see that?
Small little pack.
But thank you for that. Okay, so if you haven't watched our previous YouTube video,
go check it out.
Go check it out. It's got some good tea in there, and it's basically, today's video is really gonna follow up right after that one. I wanna let y'all know that these videos, the footage that you see from them, they've been recorded almost like a month ago.
Right.
2 months ago. So like, a lot of the comments that we receive is like, for instance, in the last one, I hope she fixed those mistakes. I feel your pain. What else we got? These sales reps can be the worst. So it's really hard to respond back to these comments, only because I love the engagement. Don't get me wrong, love the engagement, but it's hard right now for us because it happened so long ago, and some of the things that went wrong have been remedied, right?
Yes.
So I guess that leads us into this. And our last video ended with the downfall of our sales rep.
With flames coming out of our ears.
With flames coming out of our ears. Really my ears.
I was going to say.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm gonna let her get her off right now, right?
Yeah.
But it really was just like a boiling moment for us, especially when you start to realize, hey, this is really happening, and some of the things that we expected to happen might not happen anymore, or it won't look the way we envisioned it to look. So that kind of, I think I was upset, but also like scared in the moment, like what are we getting ourselves into? Sales rep is left in the past, and as the title of this video will show, it's our pre-construction meeting. You'll see our reactions at the latter end of this video of how that went. But so today we really want to just tell you how our pre-construction meeting went, how it was set up, and how we came prepared for it. So we're going to get into how we came prepared for the pre-construction meeting. So our pre-construction meeting, if you want to know what this is just our notes, because just trying to stay on track. The pre-construction meeting for our builder is called the red line meeting. And literally what it sounds like. The builder or project manager comes in and he red lines, or whatever color pen he has at the moment, your blueprints, and make sure that everything is the way you want it, and that the things that were sent to corporate are the way you envisioned it, so that his contractors, the subcontractors, can come in and do the job correctly with little to no instruction.
Right. is the meeting we have been waiting for forever.
Yes, we were waiting on this meeting for forever, and we kept being told that this meeting couldn't take place until our permits were issued. So,
bada boom, bada bing, our permits were finally issued.
Permits were issued.
Wifey was stalking the city's government website
and
finding out that great information, and she was so excited when they were finally approved and finally issued.
Right, so there's a tip that y'all can take if you are building any city that you are building in, or maybe sometimes they're on county websites. You can go on that city's webpage, and there's generally some instruction regarding permits and inspections. There you click on permits, the permit process or inspection process, and you can see all of the permits that were applied for and or issued in that city. So once I got wind of how to do that, I took advantage of it, and I literally checked every single day before work, at the start of work, to see if our permits were issued. And you can also see where we're at now. I kind of look to see if an inspection has been done, because it tells you, should I go look and see if there's progress on the house or not. But that's just a tip that we have. So back to the pre-construction meeting.
We're finally here. Do we know what time, what date this was?
June 22nd, I want to say it was the pre-construction.
So we signed the contract in January, and our red line pre-construction meeting finally comes early June.
Right.
So we are going into this excited, but of course we are coming prepared. And so this was post our last meeting with our sales counselor, where we had to change many things because, you know, things were no longer being carried by our contractor and builders.
Right, so I think the main thing that we were going in there, like, we have to mend relationships, because clearly we left out of that last appointment really upset, and we can't let that continue throughout the rest of this build journey. So we came bearing gifts.
We had a whole mindset.
Yeah, we did a whole mindset.
We had
change.
to reset.
Yeah, we have a friend who's also building right now, and she kind of got me thinking, like, if I have a bad relationship with the sales rep, no matter how much of her fault it is, like I said before, I wasn't happy, and it didn't make me feel like this journey was a fun journey. So we had to completely change our mindset, and whatever it was, we had to go in like, it's okay.
So like you said, we had a complete mindset change. We're going into things being happy. We are attempting and trying to be happy and mend relationships and say, like, how can we work on this together instead of just, you know, want to hate each other. So we had to come in with our mind change, and we did that.
We did that.
Right.
So part of that was coming bearing gifts.
Yes, indeed.
We brought candles,
not
only for our sales rep, but also for the builder, so that we can start off 100%. It was our first time meeting him, and we just wanted it to be
the best possible start.
The best possible start, and he was happy. He didn't even open the gift.
I don't even really think
he was like,
cared.
let's get to work. Yeah, he didn't really care.
But the sales counselor loved it.
She did love it. She's very happy, and I'm sure throughout this journey she probably gets a lot of gifts. But it's the people who do stand out, and that's what we wanted to bring to the table.
Correct.
All right, so we're preparation prior to the pre-construction meeting. Here are some tips of what you should do if you are about to get ready to break ground and you are meeting with your project manager. So what we did was we went through our change orders, we looked at our blueprints, and we kind of just discussed things that we still had questions on.
Right.
So clearly from the last video, you should know that we had questions regarding electrical. And like, is what the sales rep told us
the truth?
The Holy Grail, Bible, or
no? Can
we change up some things? So one of the main questions was electrical. And then, I mean, I can just go down the list of a couple.
A page full of questions.
Literally a page and a half full of just questions that we had. Some of them being, what color was our study doors going to be painted, because it wasn't made clear to us. And I want to say that some things weren't made clear because it might have been standard in their eyes, and we didn't know that we had the option to change it. Now, where would the what is that? The AC unit? Like, what side of the house would the AC unit be put? Because we don't want it on the side of the house where the bedroom is. So every time the AC unit turns on, it's like super loud, or waking you up out of your sleep.
Can we change our vents around?
Change our vents around. What else did we ask? There was certain things on the blueprint, like RIS, for instance.
More technical things.
Technical terms that we just had questions about. We wanted to be able to read the blueprint as if we were the project manager ourselves. So we asked those questions. What does RIS stand for? And he, obviously, as the builder, he was able to provide us with those answers. We wanted to ensure all of our dimensions. So there were certain things that we enlarged, the concrete, the media room, the shower, the master bedroom shower, or owner's oasis shower. And we just wanted to make sure that that translated from the sales, from us to the sales rep to corporate to the builder.
Right. Goodness.
So there's a lot of doors that you have to knock down to make sure that what you are envisioning comes to life. But yeah, those were just kind of some of the things that we wrote down. We might go through more as we get through this video. But now we're going to talk a little bit about how it actually played out once we got there. Because obviously we had our own version of what the pre-construction meeting was going to be. But once we got there, our great project manager / builder basically laid out the game plan. So
he had a ton of documents. So he had our blueprints, our sketches, and not just like on, you know, like a notebook. He had the actual sketch to where, like, when it opens up, I mean, it's, I don't know the size, but it's huge.
It was really huge. We'll show pictures.
Right.
I did take pictures.
And so essentially, you know, he said, hey, this is what we're going to do. We are going to go through everything, your change orders, your plan orders, the blueprints, the external, the internal, the electrical, everything. And it's almost like page by page. So at the beginning, we start, I think the first technical page was the dimensions of the home. He breaks down, okay, how far your home is going to sit forward, so we ensured we'd have the biggest backyard we can. And then we got into how the external things are going to look. Right then and there, right? Some of our questions were, I forgot what they call it, but what's on the outside of the home?
Coins.
Coins
and
whatever, something on the outside of the home we didn't want, but we got wrong because our sales counselor told us that coins were one thing. And so we are asking him, because that's what we have here, like, hey, we don't want this. I mean, right then and there, the dude took a pen to our blueprint, X'd it out. He's like, okay, yeah, you guys don't want this, cool, boom, out. Right? So that's kind of how that entire meeting went, right? As we're going page by page and step by step, we're looking at the outside of the home. Is this what we want? Is this what we want? No? All right, cool. He's able to make the changes in and there. Well, for us, he was.
Right.
Yeah, for us, he was real cool.
One thing that I remember Kyle saying when we first got there, he kind of walked away for a second. Kyle's like, he came prepared. And I think that had been a change from what we had been seeing.
Right.
Seeing that he came prepared, he knew his stuff. And he told us, like, I've been doing this for 20, 30 years.
Right.
But like Kyle said, we were able to get a lot of things changed.
Right, so continue with the external, right? We're going through the external, we got things changed, but here we get to the big piece, the lighting, right? We wanted the
coach lights. That thing is really annoying. I've only heard one other. Honestly, there's going to be a pause here. I got to cut you off. I'm sorry. There's going to be a pause here because we keep having temperature issues with this camera. We have the Sony, I want to say it's like A5100. If anyone has any remedies on how to fix it overheating, it overheating, please, excuse me, please provide us with
some tips, some guidance, how we can stop it.
Because it's very annoying that we had to keep stopping and starting. But whatever.
External, the lights. So this was one of our biggest questions to hit on. And so when he's going through the different things, we finally get to the front of the garage. And I think Brandy mentioned, like, okay, so, you know, what happens if we want a coach light there? And he looks at it and he's like, I mean, so you guys don't have one there.
Well, he said the house comes with 2.
Right.
He's like, you want more?
Right.
And I was like, Yes, I want them on where my carports of my garage will be.
And he was just like, okay. And like he wrote it in, but he did say, you know, you gotta go talk to, and then he like points back to the sales counter. Literally on the blueprint at this point, we have the coach light that we fought on just.
We fought for like an hour.
Weeks prior.
Yeah.
Just that easy. He just adds it in. I mean, we probably looked at each other like, but yeah, no, he adds it in. It was sweet. Next, externally, we are looking at the outside of the patio, and this is kind of where, you know, he comes prepared. Our slab is whatever size, and it leaves a little gap. And that was by design. That's how we wanted it.
For cost purposes.
For cost purposes, yeah. And he was just like, you know what? He just takes his pin and makes the slab bigger so
he connects all the way to the window.
To the window, right. So there's no gap.
No gap.
And he gave us, you know, just professional tips saying that, yeah, you don't want water collecting there, giving foundation issues. He said grass would be a pain to cut. He said just go ahead and bring it over. And the blueprint, we got this full slab just like that. And so that's kind of how that went. And, you know, now we flip a page and now we are in the internal.
Yes. Well, I think still on the external, he noticed some mistakes in the blueprint, remember? With the stone. So,
oh yeah,
that's
stone
huge.
Around the thing.
So
we add stone?
Yeah, so we paid $1,500. We've told you guys the prices in the past already. So we paid $1,500 to have stone added to the front of our house. Now, the way elevations go, it's so confusing, honestly. Basically, the elevation that we chose had stone on. Did it have stone? No, the elevation we chose, the elevation we chose did not necessarily have stone, but we were told to add stone where we wanted. Originally, all we had to pay was $1,500. So we're like, okay, we want stone in the front on our two big columns, and then we want stone around one carport. And later on, that was changed to say, no, the $1,500 only covers those front two columns. And we were like, well, we probably would have chose a different elevation if we'd known that, but whatever, let it go. When he reads the blueprint, he's looking at it, he's like, what is this? It's like, this isn't right. And we just kind of sitting there like,
yeah, it's not right.
Yeah.
This is not right.
Because one blueprint, so you know, he has like 3 different blueprints that he's looking at. There's one that shows the house from top down, there's one that shows the house from the front, and then there's one that shows the internal part of the house, right? So the one that shows the outside of the house shows that it's supposed to have stone. The other one basically shows that stone's only supposed to be in one spot. It was confusing for him. It was confusing for us. We were just going and asking for clarification. He made all the changes that we wanted. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. That's what he told us.
Boom. Just like that.
So we're very happy with the external part of our house now. It's gonna be lit, literally.
Yes.
So I'm very happy about that. Moving on to the internal. I guess I'll take it over from here if I haven't already been talking enough.
Thanks.
So the kitchen. The sink showed that we had 2 separate sinks. You know, the sink with the divider in it. Deep sinks, but with the divider. I'm like, we ain't pay for that. We paid for the one single basin sink, and I want it. And he's like, oh yeah, switched it quickly. He didn't care. Then there was something that was really standing out to me, and it was the swing of the doors. I don't know if in other people's pre-construction meetings, if you guys have paid attention to on your blueprints how the swing of your doors are, whether they go into the room or out of the room. But for me, especially in our closets, in our bathrooms, I really wanted to make sure that the door didn't swing into the closet, or the door didn't swing into a bathroom where doors would clash, especially in our Jack and Jill bathroom. So basically our Jack and Jill bathroom, we have a total of 3 doors in there. And it's not really a big space. So with all the doors coming in, and then another door swinging in where the toilet will be, I'll try to put a picture up to show what I'm talking about. It was just gonna be a lot going on, and I'm kind of, when it comes to toilets, bathrooms in general, I'm really OCD. I don't like touching toilets. I really don't like stepping out on the tile floor of a bathroom. It's a lot. But basically I asked him, I told him, it's too tight, can I change the swing of doors? So our master bedroom closet, we were able to change it from swinging into the closet so that I can make a customized closet in there to swing more into the big bathroom that we don't care about the door swinging into. But But then the biggest hurdle was the Jack and Jill bathroom. So I had the idea of a pocket door. We did see the pocket door in another model in another community, so we knew that our builder could do pocket doors. But it was never brought to our attention, so I raised the question, can we put pocket doors in here? And at first it was a no. He initially said no because the electrical is on that wall that the pocket would swing into, and he pauses. He's quiet for a little bit. He's working whatever thoughts are going on in his mind.
Brandy's talking at this point as to why she wants
I'm letting him know that I'm claustrophobic and I don't like toilets and it's a lot going on. And he's thinking though.
Right. No, you can tell there was something going on in his head.
Yeah. And he goes.
He was turning the page. Like,
Yeah, looking back and forth, and then he goes, okay, I can move the light switch over here, and we can put a pocket door here.
Yeah. So that was another big switch.
There are some design things that I wanted to do in the cabinets where I wanted to have like two inner wood cabinets and then the rest of them be black. He's like, you're gonna confuse the subcontractors with this. So to prevent them getting it wrong, just go all a stain or all painted a color. So we just went to paint the color, and if I end up wanting to change some of my cabinets to be wood for aesthetics, I will. But for sure, I'm still adding the reeded glass. That was never something we were going to do with the builder. Always something we were going to come in and do later for aesthetics.
Going room by room, I think getting up to the media room, we had a few questions on that, like the outlets and things. And I mean, as far as lights, and did we add light in the media room?
We ended up not adding a light. Remember, he gave us lots of tips on saying.
Get it done after.
He said do it after. It's going to be like a hell of a lot cheaper if you do it after. He's like, I'm just being 100% honest. I can tell you how to do it right now. You can do it yourself.
Right.
That was with lights and outlets. He's like,
yeah, I mean, he was
very
pretty straight and forward and honest.
And something in the kitchen, in the butler's pantry, I really wanted a wine cooler. This was like when I knew he was our friend.
Yeah.
So there was a couple things with the butler's pantry. I didn't like where the outlet was sitting. Initially, it was sitting right on that back wall. I would rather it be on the side of the wall so that when you plug something in, it hits that corner rather than it being an eyesore. So I asked him, can he move the outlet? Simple. Yeah, easy. And then, I think I purposely didn't ask about this with our sales rep. I wanted a wine cooler in our butler's pantry. But I didn't want them to give us wine cooler. We weren't trying to purchase it from them. We just want the space.
Right.
So we asked him, can you make it like half a cabinet, or is our cabinet space down there so that we have enough room for the wine cooler?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say. Bam. We got our wine cooler in our butler's pantry, so that's pretty cool. Another thing, I know Kyle's trying to go room by room, but I'm jumping around with what my mind is doing. I'm all about arches in a home. Like, that's my style, very vintage. That's who I am. Modern, the straight lines, it's not really me. So I wanted to make sure that every entryway that you walked into our house was going to have an arch, and he checked that off. It will all be arches. And then we also checked off upstairs in the area that we're labeling the girls' lounge. There's like a bookshelf area, and they were gonna add shelves there. And I asked them the first thing, can you just not put shelves in there? And he's like, yeah, fine, it's less work for us. He's kind of happy about it. And then I said, and can you make it arched instead of just like a bookshelf, like square? Thought about it for a second, and he's like, yeah, we can make it arched. So I got that as well, and my purpose of doing that is I'm gonna make my own little wet bar.
So again, you know, we went slowly through everything. He double checked everything with us. He said, you guys wanted this, you wanted that. And that's where obviously we came with a lot of those questions. But
some of the miscellaneous questions that we asked is like, where will the shutoff valves be in the electrical box? If you guys care about those things. I mean, he kind of cared, Kyle kind of cared about them, but was it like, do or die?
No, for sure. We need to know where the shutoff valve is, and that's where he even said, like, it used to be in the front of the house, but now it's in our garage.
Yeah, we made sure our fireplace didn't have a hearth. I just wanted it to be seamless to the wall, no hearth. Remember we made like a joke in like our first video, like, yeah, we get grass. what comes in the outdoor package? We don't know.
Right.
Now we know. It comes with 2 trees. They're gonna plant some flowers in our flower bed in the front of the house. I did try to ask him to write on there to get a magnolia tree because I love magnolia trees. He said, I'll write it on there, but I can't make no promises.
Right, he's straight.
But yeah, he was great. So you're gonna see in this next clip how we walked out of there.
Happy.
Happy as heck.
And that's how we walked in.
And that's how we walked in. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video.
Yeah, let's roll. Alright, so this one is not coming up.
Alright, I can't tell how I look. I can't tell how I look. But we just got finished with our pre-construction meeting.
Red line.
Red line. It was awesome, y'all, because it was with our builder for the first time, and y'all, he is awesome. Like everything we could have possibly wanted, we got. Alright? Like things that she said couldn't be changed were changed. So now we're just going through the neighborhood. I'll be back. We brought gifts and everybody was in great moods. We are on a new path.
Right there with the
and he went through everything, y'all. He changed things for us that she said could not be changed.
right.
Did
that.
He added stuff that would have cost us money without any cost.
Right.
He was like,
not
yeah.
even going to her.
And then she also kept basically calling us difficult in the past. And Kaya decided to ask him, like,
For full transparency, like how
full
difficult
transparency.
is this?
Yeah. And
Which again, who knows if he was shooting us straight, but
he
says,
didn't.
Nah,
He just shrugged his shoulders like,
this ain't nothing.
this is nothing. Like, you're not asking me to take down any walls. Like, there's no true structural, like, changes. This is easy. He's like, you got 2 things that you need to go to her and ask for to, like, get a price adjustment on. But other than that, he loved us. We loved him. Kind of was more honest and like, yeah, since your permits are issued, we should start breaking ground, like, really soon. So we are so happy to hear that. He gave us the line of command of who to talk to if we see him, though, while we're here. At any time, he said it was okay to talk to him. Right now, we still got weeds in our lot. I know I said that hopefully we don't, but we do. We still got weeds in our lot. But it's okay. Neighborhood's coming along well. There's houses that the last time we talked were just getting started, and they're already all the way up. They've got brick in front of their lot. They've got siding, and we're gonna go in. It looks like they got drywall in there. So all good. Stay tuned for what's next. We're gonna tell you about the pre-construction meeting. All right, so as y'all can see, we were super hyped.
Super excited,
How hyped were
super
we,
happy.
baby? How hyped were we?
We're in that car probably just like screaming.
How hyped were we?
It was a good feeling, man. It was everything we asked for. Oh, it felt so good. Like,
It was like,
boom. Like we just did that.
it was like, yeah.
Exactly. Like, you know, once he said breaking ground, he made it seem like it's the hill, right? We're just still trugging up this hill, but once we break ground, it's just boom, we take
Well, more
off.
so once framing happens, he said it will take off, and he can tell us like when he could give us more of an estimated closing date once framing takes place.
Correct.
So at this point, we are still waiting on them to break ground. If you don't already, you should go follow the.vibe curations. There's more real-time, up-to-date
Drone footage.
There's
No drone footage
on there. Why would you say that?
Sorry. Exit out.
exit. No. But there's
Real-time.
real-time, up-to-date footage of what's going on with the house. And if you haven't figured it out, the name of our house is called The Vibe because
That's where we are.
we're a vibe, and our house will give you all of us, which is a whole vibe. So, thanks for watching. Please continue to watch our channel, continue to share our videos, like this video right now.
Scroll down, hit the thumbs up, scroll back up.
Right, period. And subscribe to our channel right now. Thanks. And then tell your friends to like the video, tell your friends to subscribe to the video, and just tell them that we're cool people. Because we are. And yeah, that's all we got for y'all today. Stay tuned for the next video. We hope to show you something very exciting.